What's it take to become a 12-time world champion? Is it in the skill of the drive, the circle one putts, the relentless perseverance? Or is it in the overwhelming confidence to be confident overwhelmingly? That may be what they want you to hear, but today we're going to be doing a review on the Climo Discs, and I'm going to be telling you guys the truth about my first impressions of the new Climo Discs. So let's find out if the champ, Ken Climo that is, not the putter, is the new champ on the block. Well, I mean, he's kind of been here, you know, like 30 years or something. But this is the first time he's ever made discs, so I'm excited to see what he came up with. Huge Ken Climo fan. I'm super excited, super happy to see him getting some recognition that he deserves. He's been a huge name in disc golf forever. So it's really nice to see him starting to be in the spotlight a little bit more. The champ is a 2-3-0-0 putter. To me, it feels almost like a dart or a Luna with a bead. It's really shallow. The plastic is a little different than anything I've felt, really. It kind of has that DX feel, maybe like in between DX and ESP plastic. Doesn't feel like this. Feels like a base plastic that you would use for a putter. It's really grippy, has that tack to it, but it also feels a little more premium than just base plastic. We'll find out, because I'm probably going to hit some trees with it today. I'll be throwing it, I'm sure, on every hole. I'm going to be putting with it on every hole for sure. But let's give it a toss, see how we do. This basket is probably 100 feet maybe. Kind of into a headwind. All right. It's actually got a little bit more stability than I thought it would have. Yeah, really favors a spin. So it really favors like a Paul Macbeth, like hybrid spin putt, because it has no glide. The putting side of things for this putter, it really wants to fall out of the sky and stay kind of close to the basket if you miss. I don't see it going way past the basket, but I'm gonna try to throw a little hyzer with it to the right.
Okay.
Oh, are you kidding me right now? That's a 2, baby. Oh, so yeah. I don't know if that means it's gotta go in the bag or what. So the Belair is a 5-4-0-2. The plastic on this, it feels almost like an ESP mixed with a Star plastic maybe. It's very, very gummy and flexible. It's pretty cold today. I mean, not judging by me, but the snow on the ground, it's probably 35, 40 degrees today. And this is still pliable and flexy, which is rare for like a premium plastic. So I'm really happy about that. Feels like it's gonna be kind of beefy. I know Paul Macbeth was flipping these over quite a bit, like everything, but this is a noodle arm review really. So I throw about 300 max, 350 on a great day. So all 3 of these are gonna be fairly stable for me. The putter is probably gonna be a good like mid-range type throw for me. We've got a little bit of crosswind that probably like helped that kind of just stay on ante. But I threw that on hand hyzer on purpose and kind of just held it. So a little more height, I probably would have fought back and been in that like 300 range. All of these, the champ and the Belair landed like right next to each other. Now that we've got kind of a wide open shot, I'm gonna try to throw a forehand with the Belair and see how it holds up. That actually hit the pole. So apparently that's my new forehand mid-range. It's actually not bad for a mid, especially with the amount of tailwind that we're having. It's probably 8 miles an hour tailwind maybe. I do like this Belair for forehands, and it's stable enough for a mid that I think on a good day, I could probably throw this 250. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. I don't forehand.
To me, the mid-range did feel very much like
a rock, maybe a hybrid between a Buzz and a Wasp. It's not quite as overstable as a Wasp and not quite as understable as a Buzz. To me, it kind of flew just stable. If you put it on a little anhyzer, it holds the anhyzer pretty good and then slowly fights out of it. If you throw it flat, it'll go straight for quite a ways before fading out. And if you put it on a hyzer, it never really flips up unless you have a lot of power to do so. I think out of this entire pack, the Belair is by far my favorite disc to throw, backhand and forehand, and the plastic really felt amazing. And Sky Hyzer, probably what I'll be doing with it. And the Skyway. Skyway feels kind of like a Wraith. It has kind of like that, maybe a Scorch and a Wraith, something like that. It's kind of got this convex rim. It doesn't cave in like a Wraith or a Destroyer does. It's more like a Scorch in that regard, but this plastic feels insane. The Skyway to me felt like a slightly more overstable Wraith. I was having to put it on a little bit of anhyzer to get it to go relatively straight, and I was maxing out at probably 300 feet at best. This kind of falls right in line with a beat up Destroyer for me, or maybe a fresh Wraith in champion plastic. The Skyway did enjoy being thrown a lot faster than I usually throw a Wraith. If you put the Skyway out on anhyzer with some pace, it will actually hold an anhyzer pretty well, but it does favor a faster arm speed. So if you're throwing things 350 to 400 feet, Skyway may be a great addition to your bag. If my arm speed was a little faster, I could release this on a touch of hyzer and it would flip up, but my arm speed's not fast enough to really gain the benefits of this being 11 speed. I'm gonna try to throw this as hard as I can. I mean, that's not bad. I actually threw that on a little bit of hyzer and it wanted to flip up, but it just went straight. So summertime, I'm throwing my best. I could probably get it to 350. So after throwing all three of these on every hole out here at Freeman Lake, I really feel like that the Skyway is gonna be great for that kind of intermediate to advanced arm. Your beginners and people that don't quite have like 50, 60 mile an hour throws, it's gonna be usable for them in like a headwind, kind of as a like stable to overstable driver. If I was throwing a little bit harder today, I would say that I could probably throw it from a little slight hyzer to flat and get maybe 300, 320. Excellent throws and a great day, maybe be able to push it like 350. The Belair, probably one of my favorite forehand mid-ranges that I've thrown. It really holds the line on a forehand and it holds up to a lot of torque. So I can put it out on a little hyzer, and if I do roll my wrist, it's not going to turn into a roller. It'll just kind of go flat for a little bit and may not be as close to the pin, but it won't be like far offline. Really like this mid. Feels kind of like a blend between ESP and Star Plastic, something like that. Maybe even a little G-Star or Z plastic thrown in there. And then the Champ putter, it's a little bit on the Luna side, but with the bead, it makes it just a little more stable than a Luna. I'm really enjoying throwing this disc. It doesn't like buckle when you give it too much, and it really holds the line for a putt. I think if I putted with it for a couple months, I would be making some putts. I've transitioned to Wizards. They're a little bit more floaty, got a little more glide to them. So some of the farther putts, this kind of fell out of the sky way early than I thought it would. And a lot of that is just where I'm used to putting with a floatier putter. So this is a true 2-speed putter. The plastic that it's in is kind of that baseline from Discraft. It's not gonna hold up as much, you know, as a premium plastic, but I feel like that if you just putted with these, that they would beat in to a nice, straight, stable putter. Especially starting out of the gate, most of the time your base plastic is a little more overstable, and then it beats into kind of like a sweet spot. I feel like that's probably what these will do. They'll turn into more of a straight putter that still has that Berg-like drop. Really good disc to throw at out of bounds, anything where you don't want the disc going way past the basket. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Here's another video that YouTube thinks you might enjoy from me. Have a great day. Stay in the fairway, guys. And be sure to give these a try. I really enjoy the Belair. That would be my recommendation out of the three because it's pretty versatile.